check it out. I want to share this Bible scripture with you. It's from the New Testament, book of Acts, chapter 12, verses 5 through 11. And when you read the Bible, a lot of different people interpret the Bible a lot of different ways. And I will tell you what this scripture that I'm getting ready to read to you is symbolic of to me and what it represents to me. This the H&R TV. You on my YouTube channel. So how the Bible is interpreted by me is what counts here. And before I jump into the scripture, I just want to give you a basic overview of, so you can put it all together once I do read it to you. When I talk to folks about, it's one thing to just get in a relationship with God and go to church, and it's a whole nother thing to be on a walk with God and on a journey with God, and God is preparing you for the purpose that you have discovered within yourself. You discover your purpose and you pursue that purpose, and when God reveals himself to you, ultimately God is the one who gives you your gifts. God is our creator. He created the gifts and the talents and the skills and the personalities and the things that are unique about us that give us that help us to find our purpose. You see what I'm saying? So once you get on that walk with God to fully step into your purpose, and as he prepares you for it, it don't matter what your life looks like on the outside. It could look like you drowning, like you ain't put in no work. It could look like you don't have no opportunities coming your way. It could look like you basically still at the bottom of the barrel, and just like that, suddenly God can take you from the pit to the palace. The story of Joseph. Joseph had a dream. He told his brothers about it. His brothers got jealous. This is in the Bible. His brothers got jealous. They wanted to kill him, but one of the brothers suggested, let's just toss him in the pit or whatever. Like, they beat him up, tossed him in the pit, left him for dead, and God took him from that pit, from out of that pit, and put him in the palace. He took him through the wilderness. Joseph went on this walk with God. He got on the spiritual journey, built that relationship with God. God provided opportunities, and the work that you put in is not necessarily work that is done in the natural, like the typical hustle culture, like folks hustling and grinding to get on or whatever, like to where people build up their lives in a way that people can see, so to speak. When you get on a walk with God, everything is done in the spirit. So it'll be some hustling. It'll be like you need to lock in, and it's not gonna be easy. A walk with God is not easy, but if you get on that walk and you stay consistent with it, and you give God praise, and you pray earnestly, and you learn how to pray, and you basically lock in, then you don't need to do all that other stuff. Like, God will provide. God will be your provider. So it could look to everybody that's around you like you just drowning, like ain't nothing really happening in your life. But they, like, people who don't have faith, people who need to see stuff to believe it, who live in the natural. Like, I spoke on this in another video. Like, people who are unconscious, people who are unaware of the spiritual laws and principalities that run this world. It'll look like, because you're not out every day, you're not networking and talking to a bunch of folks and doing all these different things that typically are done by people who become successful. If it's just you and you dolo, and it's just you and God, and y'all riding it out, and you trust in God, like, a lot of folks can't see that it's actually progress being made. But no matter what your life looks like on the outside, once you find your purpose and you get on this walk with God, and you stay faithful, and you pray earnestly, and you give him praise, then God will take you from the pit to the palace. He will elevate you. He will take you out of whatever that impossible circumstance that you are in, and he will provide for you, and he will provide for you abundantly above all you could ever ask, think, or imagine. And all you had to do was lock in and build a relationship with God. God will do all the rest, no matter what your situation looks like. No matter what your situation looks like. That's why I say it's so important to lock in with Him, to find your purpose, and to pursue your purpose. And once God reveals Himself to you, lock in. You see what I'm saying? Even before that, like, lock in with God even before you pursue your purpose or you find your purpose. You see what I'm saying? Like, because God is going to be watching all along the way. God is with you every present moment. Anyway, my bad, I'm rambling. Let me get into this scripture. And this is like I said, the New Testament, book of Acts, chapter 12, verses 5 through 11. And this is a story talking about Peter. Peter had been captured by King Herod, and King Herod was killing off people. He killed Peter's brother James, and he was just basically like on a tirade, just wild and just on a mission to kill all these folks. So he had Peter in chains, and I'll read the scriptures so y'all understand what I'm saying. But basically, the situation that Peter was in was impossible, and God sent a miracle. God sent angels to come and get Peter up out of that situation. It didn't matter what it looked like on the outside. It looked like it was over for Peter. You see what I'm saying? But God don't deal in natural circumstance. Whatever your life looks like, whatever challenges and obstacles that look like it's in your way between you and walking in your purpose, that don't mean nothing when it comes to God, when you lock in. Anyway, so here go the scripture. It says, so Peter was kept in prison, but the church was earnestly praying to God for him. Peter had people praying for him, and they were praying earnestly. They were locked in with God, depending on God, having faith in God. That wasn't part of it. My bad. I'm gonna just read the scripture. All right, so Peter was kept in prison, but the church was earnestly praying to God for him. The night before Herod was to bring him to trial, Peter was sleeping between two soldiers. He had two soldiers blocking and just standing over Peter, bound with two chains, and sentries stood guard at the entrance. Suddenly, out of nowhere, an angel of the Lord appeared, and a light shone in the cell. He struck Peter on the side and woke him up. Quick, get up, he said. And the chains fell off Peter's wrists. The chains just fell off. Ain't nobody unlocked the chains. Ain't nobody manipulate the chains or try to break the chains. They just fell off, bro. This is what God can do. Miracles. Sent him an angel. Said, yo, Peter, I don't care what your outside circumstance look like. Get up. The chains fell right off his wrist. Then the angel said to him, put on your clothes and sandals. And Peter did so. Wrap your cloak around you and follow me, the angel told him. Peter followed him out of the prison, but he had no idea that what the angel was doing was really happening. Like, he couldn't believe it. He couldn't even believe it. He thought he was seeing a vision. Man thought he was dreaming. They passed the first and second guards and came to the iron gate leading to the city. It opened for them by itself. The gate just opened for them. You see what I'm saying? Like miracles. And they went through it. When they had walked the length of one street, suddenly the angel left them just like that. The angel was on assignment just to get him out. As soon as he got out, the angel just disappeared. God will send angels on assignment to get you out of that situation, to rescue you. God will be your hero, bro. He will be your provider. No matter what your situation look like, if you lock in with God and you chase your purpose and you glorify him and you give him praise and you pray earnestly, listen, it says, then Peter came to himself and said, now I know without a doubt that the Lord has sent his angel and rescued me from Herod's clutches. and from everything the Jewish people were hoping would happen. Well, I ain't gonna dive into that, but yes, listen. And what that is symbolic of to me is it could look like it's the end of the road for you. It could look like you ain't got no opportunities coming. It could look like you ain't been on no natural world grind or got no natural world connections that's helping to usher you into whatever like goal it is that you're trying to meet. If you lock in with God and you find your purpose and you get on this spiritual awakening journey with God, and you give him the praise and you lock in with him and you turn down the temptations of the world, and rebuke the devil, rebuke the enemy, like just focus on God, because at the same time, like I said, the spiritual walk, it could go either way. Like it's gonna be both. Like the devil can be in your ear just as well, trying to get you to come over on his side. You see what I'm saying? But if you lock in with God and you keep him first and you pray earnestly and you give him praise and you have faith, because everybody don't have faith. So your life could look like it could look real crazy to people who don't have faith when you want to walk with God. It can look wild because God gonna be asking you to do things in faith. But you gotta have the faith. You gotta have the courage. And yes, you gotta lock in. But I say that to say, no matter what your circumstances look like, you cannot have a dollar to your name. I don't know. I don't know what, like with anybody's situation, it could look bad. It could be the worst situation ever. You could be living in a village, in a hut with no electricity, with like it could be bad. But God is a miracle working God. God is a way maker. God don't need the elements of the world to be able to make miracles happen. And so, yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. That is an important scripture to me, and that is what it is symbolic of to me here on the HNR TV, on my YouTube channel, where my interpretations matter. So yeah, that's what it is, man. Hope y'all learned something. Hopefully that increase y'all faith and increase y'all's willingness and yeah, y'all's willingness to lock in, man, and lock in with God and pursue y'all purpose. Yeah, hey, be safe today. Stay out the way. Take everything one step at a time, one day at a time. Focus on finding yourself and finding your purpose. I love you, King V. H&R.